And then how about Carson Wentz, who you never know when you're going to get your opportunity again when you're a starting quarterback. But when you do, it can't look like it's going too fast for you, and it didn't for Carson Wentz. Good subtle pocket movement, good accurate throw into the chest of his wide receiver on a third down, good anticipation here on an option route. Could have an outbreak, could have an in-break, but playing on time, ball right into the chest of your tight end. That's really good football. And then just being patient with what they're giving you. A little stick combination in the red zone. Ball comes out right on time early. Good accurate throw. Leads to a first down in the red zone. Carson Wentz, who filled in for the Vikings today, played like a starter and kind of was rewarded as such.
All right, Tim, well, the real Sunday stud from that game was in the form of Isaiah Rodgers, because this was his show, and it was just a one-man show. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, right? So it's 7-0. Jake Browning steps up, trying to find his receiver, intercepted by Rodgers. But watch what he does from here. Avoids that tackle, stays on his feet, finds the sideline, goes 87 yards for the pick six. Longest interception return by Vikings players since Xavier Rhodes did it for 100 yards back in 2016. And look, it's tipped there. Rodgers makes the play on the ball. But here's the thing. That was just his first act. Watch this one.
There were more.
So the catch is made, and then Rodgers comes through with the punch out. It lands right in front of him. He gets up, and he takes it the other way. Can he get past the last man? Yes. Another touchdown. That was 66 yards on the fumble recovery.
I don't even know what I seen for sure. I kept thinking it was like practice. Like, ain't no way you touching the ball this much. Like,
Josh Metellus is right. Nobody knew what we were seeing because it was kind of silly. But guess what? He wasn't done. One more great defensive play from Rodgers, and it's another punch out for a fumble. Come on, dude. He did all the things that were necessary to show out on a Sunday. How about a little did you know? According to Elias, and they know everything, Rodgers is the third player in NFL history with an interception return for a touchdown and a defensive fumble return for a touchdown of 50-plus yards apiece in a single game. He joins the Bears' Eddie Jackson back in 2017 and Washington's Brig Owens.
It's a connected bunch. They're fans of their head coach, and thankfully he is okay. At least I hope he's okay. All right, show them your taillights. We pared this highlight down to the nuts and bolts, which are Isaiah Rodgers touchdowns. Wait, he plays defense. Yes. Touchdowns plural. Yes. 7-0 Cincinnati trailing. Jake Browning picked Isaiah Rodgers, and he has got some blockers, and he is gone. Minnesota out early, 14-0. It's 17-3. Cincinnati trying to drive to get a little bit closer. Noah Fant has it, and then Rodgers, an incredible punch out and recovery and score. He becomes the first player in NFL history with a pick six of 85 or more and a fumble return of 65 or more. You see just how unlikely that one was to be able to scoop and score. Vikings win in a laugher, 48-10. This is exciting because I'm able to welcome a man with whom I had hoped to collaborate, and this is sort of a first pass at it. Kyle Brandt, Good Morning Football, NFL Network, among his many media obligations where he is brilliant, is here. Kyle, thank you for taking time on a Sunday to stop by the program.
Scott, this feels like when Johnny Carson would invite the comic over to sit on the couch after the set, like it was this sign of approval. Right. I'm thrilled to be here. I almost missed it. I was online buying my Isaiah Rodgers Vikings jersey, but they're all sold out. Hot item right now, but I would not have missed it. I'm here, bud.
Right on. We appreciate it, and the internet will be there when we're done, and you will find that jersey. Like I said, this is sort of a first pass at it, and really this is just two guys talking ball. And week 3, I want to know who is flying home, and that charter is absolutely on fire. The happiest plane ride home in the National Football League Sunday's who?
Well, every plane ride right now for the Colts. This is the coolest thing that's going on, Scott. I say this all the time. Week 1 is a liar, okay?
Right.
Week 2 mostly tells the truth. But
pep talk be to Jake Browning and the Bengals after they just put up the franchise's worst loss ever?
One game, Jake. It's only one game. You were 4-3 last time you were a starter. It's only one game. And deep down, I'd be telling myself, I know better than that, though, Jake. I hate to tell you that, buddy. I mean, Jake Browning's not very good. He just isn't. Let's be real. He's a
This
backup
one was hard
quarterback.
to. I mean, 19 of 27, 140 yards. He did have a touchdown, but the 2 interceptions. There were 5 turnovers total for this Bengals team. I mean, like, the Vikings defense was so incredible in this game, and I don't even know how much time we'll get to talk about it, but I just. No
I feel
good.
bad for Chase and Higgins.
Let me just say this, because when you was asking him about what pep talk, a chant came to my mind.
Okay, give it to us.
Run the football. Run the football. 53 yards rushing today, 48 yards rushing in week 2, 46 yards rushing in week 1. There are 16 individual rushers in this league that have more yards than the Cincinnati Bengals team combined. I don't care who your quarterback is, whether it's Brett Rippon, whether it's Jake Browning, the Cincinnati Bengals have to find a way to establish a run game to help either one of these quarterbacks and take some of the pressure off of.
And can I say something? I know that this is a National Football League, and I know Jake Browning has earned his way there, and there is an expectation, but he's been thrown in the fire. This Cincinnati Bengals team, they are built to have one guy at quarterback right now, and that is Joe Burrow.
I'm going to push back just a teeny bit here, only because with what we've seen out of Joe Burrow's injury status for 3 years now, like, this is not an unfamiliar situation for Jake Browning to be in. Do you know what I mean? And so I get what you're saying. He's a
throwing to
backup.
Higgins and Chase. Let's not forget about that. And he's got a good back in Chase Brown, who they can't run.
Well, you just sat here and said he's not a good quarterback, so it doesn't matter if you got Jamar Chase, you got Randy Moss.
I'm not making excuses for you. You're just proving my point to me. He's got Chase and Higgins, and he still isn't very good.
Like I said, if you can't get him the ball, like, it doesn't matter who you got out.
I mean, I feel bad for Chase and Higgins, although they did get paid, so you know when you're right. You got paid.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna save that comment, and that wasn't even a Pete Prisco comment, but I'm gonna save it.
All right, so not feeling good about Jake Browning. I wonder how we're feeling about Carson Wentz. This is his 6th different team in the last 6 years, and yet he, like I said, he really didn't have to go out there and do much because the defense took care of business. But Rand, when you evaluate Carson Wentz and you think about the situation with J.J. McCarthy as well, how much more comfortable do you think Kevin O'Connell feels like with his quarterback situation?
I mean, it's a one-game sample, right? But I think now, having called a game for Carson Wentz, I think Kevin O'Connell coming into next week will have a better understanding of what he can and can't do with Carson Wentz. But as well as he did today, just in terms of managing it, he didn't have to do anything spectacular because of the defense. I know we want to talk about Carson Wentz, but this is Brian Flores' dream.
Yeah.
To be able to have a quarterback that he can heat up, bring these multiple looks, these multiple disguises, these multiple blitzes, and everything that he likes to do up front with. Because even if it was Joe Burrow, Flores is going to find a way to heat him up. And now you get Jake Browning and an offensive front that couldn't block them. Good night.
Yeah, kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, special day for Isaiah Rodgers as well. We're going to talk about him later in the show. But yeah, that defense certainly got after it. So tough sledding there for the Bengals and Jake Browning. But we're going to hit another break here on Game Day Recaps.
They knew it, right?
That's what they want.
They're 1-2 as of the Bears. Now, the Bengals, they're never 2-0 in September. But then again, even they had Joe Burrow. And now it's Jake Browning, who won a game at the end last week as battle of the backups. Carson Wentz, only a Viking for 3 weeks since McCarthy out a week or two. And Browning steps in the pocket, ball tipped Harrison Smith. Isaiah Rodgers, he's a prophet. He's gone 87 yards. Vikings defense after last week. Well, I mean, they gave up field goals last week, but they had no offense. When your defense is your offense, look at this. Rodgers. Wait a minute, isn't that the guy that just ran it back?
He gets another one?
He punched it out from Noah Fant, and he could go all the way again, both in the first half. 2 defensive score by Rodgers in Mr. Rodgers' neighborhood, 24-3.
It's the new thing, Boom, in the league. Anytime you have the ball, you got to punch at it to see if it'll come out.
Now, Bengals drive, next drive. Where's Jamar Chase? Here he is. The better question is, where's Isaiah Rodgers? Because, my goodness, it's out again. Fumble. 2 forced fumbles, a pick 6, 2 defensive touchdowns. Cincy.
Have a day.
Yeah, look at it. P. Ryan can't hold a hand off. Jonathan Allen recovers. You get the feeling that they're not going to win this game?
Yeah, just a little bit.
3 seconds left in the first half. Will Reichert, why show it? It's 62. Doink it in. 62 yards. Longest field goal in Vikings history. Why didn't anybody miss from the 50s and the 60s? And they can't make short ones. 34-3 at the half. Browning to Mike Gesicki. I think the Bengals are going to be Gesicki. That's Josh Metellus. Well, tell us a bedtime story. The game is over. Worst loss in franchise history is what I'm reading for the Bengals. Yeah. Vikings 48-10.
Listen, in case you're new to these parts, I don't mind being wrong. I really don't. Really? I prefer to be right, okay? I prefer to be accurate. I'll give you what I feel in my gut, my heart, my mind, and my soul, and my experiences. I'll put it all together. Am I right all the time? No. But I know now that we're on this platform, Disney Plus, ESPN, the app, ESPN Radio, I know there's more eyes on us in Bristol, Connecticut than ever before.
Sure.
We used to do stuff over the last 10 years. You'd let me know, hey, this show from ESPN wants this.
Sure, of course.
We said yes every time, right?
All the time.
Because we're, number one, that's my DNA's from there. And number two, just spell our name right. That's all we care about.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I mean?
I've heard you say it.
Right. But now I know we got more eyeballs on us. So obviously I'd like to be right. And I also don't know what I'm saying here would create such a buzz sometimes. I'm just being myself. So when I said last week after Joe Burrow went down with that toe injury that was going to keep him out for 3 months, I remember Jake Browning when he took over for 7 games and Joe Burrow being 4-3. Jordan Palmer, one of our quarterback whisperers, saying, hey, I've worked with Jake Browning. The guy threw for a gazillion touchdowns in college and high school. He's one of the best that I've been around who's not a starting quarterback because he hasn't really had his opportunities. Just you watch. And sure enough, he went 4-3. So I'm sitting here thinking, I saw that then. He also tossed a couple interceptions when he took over for, or 3 interceptions, right? In that game when he took over for Burrow. Yeah. He's slinging it around. But Jamar Chase still got his. Mm-hmm. So I came out and I'm like, the season's not over. Right?
Yeah, you were pretty adamant.
The season's not over.
Season is not over.
Jim Morris Sr. once said that famously. Yada, yada, yada. The season was eventually over for the Saints. But Jake Browning, I know, I even texted you over the weekend, Chris, I'll admit. I'm like, my Jake Browning take that got picked up by a handful of shows and a handful of ESPN-related social sites. And we had Marcus Spears on Friday, and I brought it up to him. He goes, he was very nice. He basically said, kind of don't agree with your opinion there, but I see it. Well, Jake didn't back my play.
Yeah, he did not. Rich. Brockman and I had to text him something about it, too.
Jake did not back my play. 140 pass yards, a passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, a passer rating of 63.8. Threw a pick 6, damn near right off the bat. Career lows in passing yards, attempts, passing yards per attempt, passer rating. Jamar Chase just 5 for 50. But he did fumble once. A lot of everyone else was fumbling. It was a team effort.
A lot of fumbles.
That Isaiah Rodgers for the Vikings, man.
Man, that was one of the sickest plays I've ever seen.
Isaiah Rodgers had a pick 6. He had a fumble return for a touchdown, and he created a fumble as well. He won Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC before halftime.
Man.
And, I'm sorry to whoever is playing defense for the Lions tonight. The bar is set for you to knock this guy out of the clubhouse for Defensive Player of the Week in the NFC. And so it all backed up the play of their backup quarterback and Carson Wentz. And the weekend of the backup quarterback, man, 5 of them started, 3 of them won. Carson Wentz, he became the first quarterback to start for 6 different teams in a 6-year span. And somewhere Josh Johnson saying, wait a minute, I didn't do that. Right? He did it? I didn't do that. You know what I mean? If anybody has a record for starting for a whole bunch of teams in many different years, it's got to be me, right? And yada, yada, yada. The Vikings are now 2-1, and they look great. And the Bengals are now 2-1, and they did not look great at all. And I'll just say this on this front, just to finish it up, okay? It's still a long way to go, okay? And I'll even say this. Jake Browning may wind up starting 0-2 because their next game, if you got the Bengals schedule, oh, boy. Here come the Denver Broncos. You want to talk about a team with some bad taste in their mouths. They lose on a leverage penalty in Indianapolis in week 2. Had that one wrapped up. And they lose against the Chargers when they had that game essentially wrapped up just up the road from us yesterday. They are 1-2, and they are bitter, and they are hosting Jake Browning on Monday Night Football next week. And then they got Detroit and Green Bay next, and then Pittsburgh. Oh, boy. And Pittsburgh just turned the Vikings into their own, the Patriots into their own personal turnover. So it's not looking good off the start. We're marathoning. And just in case anybody out there at ESPN is wondering, not even close to my worst take ever. Not even close. I mean, the clubhouse leader in that one was during COVID when the Heat almost won the championship in the bubble. Remember that? Yeah. And I'm like, why would they break up their team for Giannis if Giannis is available? Don't trade for Giannis are 4 words that live in, if they still echo in this, this studio.
To be honest, they should.
Didn't you make that your fantasy team?
Yeah.
Team game 1 year?
By the way, I won our fantasy league with Don't Trade for Giannis. Very proud of that.
Well, that was the universe trying to give you some good faith
back.
because you messed up so bad on the call.
So this is not, and I'm going to keep firing away. I don't care. Don't care.
We tried to warn you against both of those.
No, I understand it. I understand it.
I did my best, but who am I?
You guys have done your great work of being here on this show and backing plays and also trying to help.
Tried to.
But yeah, that was my look when I was starting reading his stat line, and I'm like, no, and there goes my next first take appearance.
Yeah,
that's the look I had right there. Maybe I can mimic it.
Oh no,
no.
And when you lose, I win.
No.
Not in this case, so I'm like.
And then how about Marcus Mariota, everybody?
Man, showing that Heisman flashes right there.
Revenge game.
Come on.
He was on the Raiders.
No, I know. By the way, there's a ton of ties there yesterday. Marcus Mariota.